The new and refreshed applications being released by Microsoft are doing a fantastic job exposing investments that Microsoft has had in underlying technology sets for years. Tools such as Exchange and SharePoint, OneDrive, and OneNote. How do groups work into this picture? And it seems to be an area of confusion for many users, as we know that those users, if they're email-centric, will use the second box you see here, Outlook. If they're conversational-based, they'll use the new product of Teams. And if they're task-oriented, they might start and reside predominantly in Planner. But groups is brought up and seems to be this glue that binds these applications together. And to describe these, I've referred to this area of interest. And an area of interest could be anything. It could be a prospect. It could be a potential partner. It could be a project. It could be a sale of something that you're selling to a customer. It could be anywhere where you are going to start to group conversations, files, and notes. Some people even refer to them as themes, but I like to think of them at a little lower level than that, as an area of interest. So let's say, for instance, I have a partner that I'm interested in getting engaged with, but I'm not really sure it's going to go anywhere. Well, that area of interest, I might start just tracking things with that potential partner. And so I'd use the Outlook client and I'd create a brand new group within that tool set, whether it's the local version of Outlook or the web-based version of Outlook. If I already know that this partner is somebody that we're going to be working with, we've had internal meetings and there's teams that are starting to gather around how we're going to collaborate with this partner, then I would start a team inside of Teams and its appropriate channels. And as a byproduct of that, I would create a group. And of course, if I'm a project manager and I know that, by golly, this partner, we're going to co-build a solution set together, then I may start right in Planner. And by virtue of me generating a brand new project plan, I've created a group. And if you look on the far left of this diagram, these groups that are created are automatically, of course, you have to have your Azure or your user base, but whether that's an Azure AD or some other authentication model. But when you generate this group, it's automatically procuring you mailbox within Exchange for your email and calendaring tool. It's automatically setting you up a SharePoint team site, or you may be using OneDrive for Business, and there's some connections there as well for another video. And it's generating a notebook for you. It's thinking about this group as kind of the glue that ties all this stuff together. So if I started in Outlook as just a prospect and I created a group and now I'm emailing that group and I'm saving my email, and by the way, if there's an attachment, it's automatically ending up in the Files tool, and I got a notebook if I'm meeting with them or sharing my notes with other people, and then they become a partner that we're interested in engaging with. And so we might go over to Teams, and we're not going to create a new team. We're just going to connect a team to that existing group, which would be that partner name in this example. And lo and behold, all those files and notebook content entries will flow over automatically. And because Groups is also got an Exchange component to it, in Teams I can now have an email address for each channel and be able to email content very similar to how I did in Outlook, but more team-centric. And of course, if it started in Outlook and I'm starting to track things and we jump straight into Planner because just some projects that need to be executed, those files and notebook content flow over there as well. It's a brilliant integration of tool sets that are existing in Microsoft have a long pedigree of success, and this convenience to adapt to the type of user and how they are most comfortable with communicating. If it's in email, they're in Outlook. If they really like to do everything in a conversation or a chat base, they're in Teams. And if they're hardcore project people, they might be in Planner. Or maybe all. That's all.